Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to continue your Illustrator drawing skill building as well as develop your eye's ability to see the nuances of colors and be able to recreate them digitally in Illustrator software. So the first thing we'll do is find our hue analysis that we created. This was explained on page 56 of the printed book, and it could be a slightly different page number in the digital books. But the idea here was to start to find a pair of complementary colors, get printed versions of them, and start to recognize the nuances of colors. And now in the software, we will create this digitally. So you will start a new file that is print and inches, okay? And then you say create, but I have already got one started. And the first thing we'll do is take the rectangle tool, and remember we can click once on the artboard and set a specific dimension to the rectangle. In this case, we want a 1-inch square, okay? And remember when we did the color wheel, we kept the black outline, which is a default, but we're going to remove the outline for this assignment because black outlines intensify a color and we want the color to look very true to its nature. And now we're going to recreate the topmost color in this color grid using the digital tools. So we've got our 1-inch square created with the rectangle tool. Now we'll double click on the fill color. We'll go to the rainbow spectrum and we'll find in this color picker window, we'll think about the initial hue. This one's blue. It's a light value. We'll move to the upper left-hand corner. And I think we've got a pretty good pick here. And so you'll do the same with your upper left-hand corner color. And if you didn't have time to create the printed version of this hue analysis, that's okay. Use the one that's in the book. That was created originally by my student and teaching assistant, Val, who did a great job with this. So Command C and Command V, and we will start building using the black selection tool now, the grid for this hue analysis. So we want to build a row, and we just use the smart guides to make that happen. But I want you to be aware, I'm going to put them a little bit irregular so that you can know about the alignment and distribution tools in Illustrator. So if I copy 3 and then select all 3, notice my properties panel has this alignment option. And if we hit the little dots, we'll get all of the alignment options. So if we want these to line up horizontally, we can use any of these 3, but we want them to be distributed equally. So we will use this second from the right in the middle row. Okay, and that distributes these in an equivalent way. I want you don't have to worry too much about the spacing, but I wanted mine to be a little bit less so that we could fit everything we want to do on the board. And sometimes I will use the smart guides and the alignment and distribution just to make sure that things are perfectly aligned. So we've got a perfect row. Let's press Command C. Whoops. Select that again, press Command C with all 3 selected, then Command V. Using the black selection tool, we can use the smart guides and draw the entire grid. Okay, and notice those smart guides are telling me that the horizontal white space between these 3 rows is equivalent. You can see the marking of the pink marks on the far right. Okay, so now we've got a perfect grid, and while we're at it, we know we want to also do this with the orange color, so we're just going to place this down here as we need it later. And now you will go through a grid square by square, double click on the next square, and then come into the window. And, oh, wow, that was a lucky click. So now I've got a much deeper color, and it seems very close to me, at least to my mind. Maybe it needs a little bit more blue. Nope, I think that was good. And let's press OK. And you'll go through each This one has a little bit more green in it in the upper right-hand corner. Can you see that? And it's pretty dark. And so if you have a situation like this, like Val found this beautiful little square, I would choose the most predominant hue of that selection, which seems to be right about here. And this one's a little bit more blue and maybe a little bit lighter value. Pretty happy with that. And let's say okay. And so go through all of the squares and then the orange square as well, and then come back to the video. Okay. All right. So we're back. I have completed the blue and the orange grid as well. And now we're going to create complementary color pairs. So this is the fun and really effortless aspect of this skill set. So we're going to take this blue color, and then really we could grab any of these colors and we'd have an interesting color combination. That's the nature of complementary colors. But in my case, for my first choice, I wanted to choose not only complementary colors, but have the values similar, all right? So these are both light values. Now let's do something different. Let's take a pretty saturated blue in this case, and then maybe a very saturated orange. So we have a few options for that, right? Command C, Command V. When I'm putting these complementary color pairs together, I'm deliberately making them touch so you can see the relationship of those two colors. Isn't this pretty magical how gorgeous these color combinations are? So now I want to take one, and then I'm always just using the black selection tool and clicking on a square, pressing Command C and then Command V. And now I would like to contrast both the color and the value. Command C, Command V. And that's very interesting. And let's do one more. Now, one more blue. This is Command C, Command V. Command C, Command V. Okay, and we're pretty much done with this skill set, everybody, but I wanted to show you one more thing, and that is the rulers capability in the software, which can be toggled on by pressing Command R. And then this is the great thing. I just love this. So I'm clicking in the intersection of the top and left ruler and dragging the 0 point to the corner of my file. I almost always have that set up like that. And then I can click in this ruler, hold my mouse button down and drag so that I can see that these rows are aligned, okay? And I could do the same thing on the left, click, hold, drag, and I get a smart guide showing me that everything is aligned, okay? And so a lot of times you'll have an Illustrator file, it will have a lot of guides drawn on it, these very light cyan colored guides. And if you want to see your design without those guides, you can press to toggle off the visibility, Command semicolon. That will toggle on and off the visibility of those guides. Okay, that's all for now. See you next time as we develop advanced Illustrator skills.